Welcome to my views and news. First video, Saturday's first video. Will Eritrean military withdraw from Tigray? This is the most important question regarding the success of peace agreement, because Tigray representatives are now saying that they will not disarm their fighters until Eritrean military leaves Tigray. Geta Choreda was interviewed by the BBC a few hours ago, and he clearly said no disarmament until Eritrean military leaves Tigray. Amhara forces too. Question is, what are Eritrean government's plans? Are Eritrean forces going to leave Tigray, or do they have other plans? Let's start from the day the agreement was signed between TPLF and Ethiopian federal government, 2nd of November. In that agreement, there was no mention of withdrawal of Eritrean military or Amhara forces from Tigray. There was mention of Ethiopian sovereignty, territorial integrity, that ENDF would protect Tigray's borders. But there was no direct mention of withdrawal of Eritrean military or Amhara forces from Tigray. But in that agreement of the 2nd of November, there was a clear timeline mentioned about disarmament, demobilization and reintegration of Tigray fighters. It was said that this entire process of disarmament will be completed in 1 month. It means that 2nd of December is the last date for complete disarmament of Tigray fighters, according to the agreement signed in Pretoria, South Africa. And when that agreement was signed, Eritrea was completely on board. Why? Because Eritrea, Ethiopia, the two governments achieved at the table what they could not achieve in the battleground. Tigray fighters agreed to surrender in Pretoria. So the two governments achieved their main objective. The main objective has been to disarm Tigray forces, to weaken Tigray defense force, to dismantle Tigray defense force. So back then, Eritrea was fully on board. It's not that Eritrea did not agree with Pretoria agreement. No. Eritrean government was represented by Ethiopian federal government in talks in South Africa. Eritrea was fully on board. Then came the second meeting, which was held in Nairobi, Kenya. In that meeting, modalities of disarmament were discussed, and disarmament and withdrawal were linked. In Nairobi, Kenya, the two sides agreed, General Varade from Tigray, General Jula from ENDF side, that withdrawal of Amhara forces and Eritrean military from Tigray and disarmament of Tigray fighters will be concurrent. Simultaneously, the two things will happen side by side, which was not against Pretoria agreement, but it was seen as a different position of Ethiopian government. Some circles within the government criticized Nairobi agreement. They said that withdrawal and disarmament were not linked in Pretoria agreement, but they were made linked in Nairobi, Kenya. Question is, now Nairobi agreement has been signed. What is going to happen next? Will Eritrean military withdraw from Tigray or not? So far, based on the content of Nairobi declaration, orientation would be underway in Tigray. Tigray military commanders would be briefing their soldiers about disarmament. After orientation, 4 disengagement zones will be established, which will take 4 days. And then TPLF, Tigray fighter, will surrender heavy weapons. And after that, a joint committee will be formed, and within 2 weeks, Tigray forces will surrender light weapons. So far, orientation is underway. And after that, orientation will last a week, I think starting from the 15th of November. So on the 22nd of November, orientation will come to a close. Then in the next 4 days, the two side disengagement zone will be established in Tigray. And after that, surrendering of heavy weapons. So it's too early to say that agreement is not being respected. What about Eritrean military's withdrawal from Tigray? Firstly, Eritrean military will not withdraw from disputed territories. Zalambasa will remain under Eritrean control, Badme too, Erope too. The areas which were given to Eritrea by a boundary commission which ruled around 2 decades ago in favor of Eritrea, those areas will remain under Eritrean control, firstly. What about other towns and cities of Tigray, Advak, Som, Shere, Shiraro? Will Eritrean military withdraw from Tigray, or will it play the role of a spoiler? Eritrean military will never withdraw from Tigray before the disarmament of Tigray forces. It's very clear. Why? Eritrean military, Ethiopian military, they are in a position to strike another decisive blow to Tigray forces. Tigray forces considerably weakened. That is why they surrendered. They agreed to surrender their weapons in Pretoria, South Africa. And it has been official position of Eritrean government that TPLF, armed Tigray forces were a threat to regional stability. And now, when EDF and ENDF have a chance to completely dismantle Tigray forces, will they withdraw? Will Eritrean military withdraw from Tigray? No. Eritrean military will not withdraw from Tigray before the disarmament of Tigray fighters, firstly. Secondly, will Eritrean military start withdrawing after completion of disarmament? After start of disarming of Tigray fighters? I personally think that Eritrea will continue its military presence in Tigray in one or the other form until complete disarmament of Tigray forces. This military presence could be in the form of EDF, in the form of dam hit as well. In the past few days, we have heard about that dam hit is going to launch attacks on TPLF if TPLF Tigray fighters are not disarmed. What is dam hit? Everyone knows dam hit is backed by Eritrea. It's mainly EDF. Yes, some disgruntled Tigray elements could be there, part of dam hit, but dam hit is mainly EDF, you can say. And dam hit is second name for EDF, you can say. Presence of dam hit in Tigray means presence of EDF in Tigray. So it seems that Eritrea will remain in Tigray in the form of EDF, in the form of dam hit, in the form of ENDF, in one or the other form. Eritrea will continue being on the ground militarily in Tigray until TPLF is completely disarmed, especially heavy weapons. No signs of Eritrean withdrawal from Tigray before TPLF surrenders its heavy weapons. Now, a very interesting situation. Tigray says no disarmament before the withdrawal of Eritrean military. Eritrean military will not withdraw before disarmament of Tigray fighters. So, there is definitely a deadlock. Weaker party is TPLF. Weaker party will have to make compromises. Tigray forces will have to start surrendering its weapons, heavy weapons, though it might not be complete disarmament, but I think TPLF will have to surrender its heavy weapons in coming days. If it does not happen, we could see a collapse of the peace deal. We could see resumption of armed hostilities. I don't think that Eritrean military, Ethiopian army will give another chance to Tigray forces to regroup, to reorganize. That is why coming days, coming 2 weeks are very crucial for this peace deal. If no progress is achieved on disarmament, it means we are heading towards a collapse of the peace deal, and we could see resurgence of violence. Let's see that better sense prevails. Tigray journals were in Pretoria, South Africa. Sadkan was there when peace agreement was signed. So TPLF and TDF both knew that they were not in a position to continue armed resistance. Their people were in danger. They were dying of hunger, dying in war. That is why they agreed to surrender their weapons. They'll have to surrender their weapons, I think, especially heavy weapons. Otherwise, Eritrean military, Ethiopian military, they won't let Tigray fighters regroup, reorganize. Thanks for watching.